Hello everyone. Now we are going to see another type of seam is bond seams. These are formed by folding, binding strip over the edge of the place of material and join both edge of the binding to the material with one or more row of stitch. This products a neat edge on a seam exposed to view or to wear. This is a neat, but it needs to stripe or joining the two edge of the fabric by folding and then using a stripe over the edge of the place. This seam is or bond seam is ideal for delicate fabric and lightweight garment where traditional seam allowance may cause bulk or fraying. Because of if there is a traditional or seam allowance, it can be the cause of bulky or fraying. So better to use, especially in lightweight fabric, with bond seam. Bond seam can also be used for decorative purpose through the use of constructing color binding. Maybe this seam type or bond seam type should be used for decorative purpose. The two pieces of the main garment part is the same color, but the binding one is different color for the constructed color. So it is using for as a decorative. The stitch used to this seam is 401 chain stitch or 301 lock stitch. This bond seam should be used 401 chain stitch and 301 lock stitch. The application of this bond seam is binding around the neckline and armholes, attaching waistband to skirt or pants, finishing the edge of outer wear, and decorative bindings are applicable to with bond seam. This is the bond seam fabric configuration. The fabric already prepared like this. And the needle penetration, this one. The red one is the needle penetration point. So if you want to stitch more than one stitch, this is two stitch. Maybe folding the stripe binding part of the fabric, the edge of the fabric, better to, if based on the application of the garment, if you want, you should have to fold or the two edge of the fabric. If you don't want, you can use without folding like this, only one stitch. This is depend upon the type of the fabric. You will see this bond seam in a practical and video. This is bond seam. First, prepare two pieces of fabric and sew the edge of the fabric, these two pieces fabric together. After sewing, cut unnecessary thread and bring a strap or binding in another color of fabric. Then that binding on the strip should be pressed properly. Then after pressing, you should stitch with this two joining fabric. Then bind the edge of the fabric properly and check it the fold one. After binding, the operator should be sweep with 0.2 centimeter distance, the swing. This type of seam uses to bond the two pieces of fabric. And this seam is more neat and prevents for frying. Ornamental seam is another type of seam type. These ornamental seams are a series of stitch along a stitch, a straight or curved line, or following an ornamental design on a single play of materials. More complex type including various forms of piping, top stitching, and oblique producing a raised line along the fabric surface. This ornamental seams used for decorative stitch on garment, pin tags on blouse should use this ornamental seam. Ornamental seam fabric configuration, this one type of fabric. If maybe defect in this fabric, you would have to use this ornamental seam. Don't throw the fabric, you should have to use by joining of this ornamental seam type, by using of this ornamental type. If you want to use a different color of piece of fabric, better to use this ornamental seam type. Location of needle penetration like this. The red one is location of needle penetration that can be passed the needle through this line. If maybe based on the garment, you should have to done with two line of stitch, decorative stitch, or like this. Maybe the fabric gets a defect. You should have to use this ornamental stitch type for avoiding that defect part. Another types of seam is applied seam. Applied seam. This seam class encompass a wide range of techniques for attaching component to the garment body, such as adding in collars, cuff, or extra material like lace fabric or elastic. The application of this applied seam is attaching roof on a sleeve, installing zipper, knit collar, and cuff seams should be done by this applied seam. You will see this one. This is the main fabric. This one is a needle penetration. Needle penetration. This one is a fabric configuration, the black one. And the blue one is another extra lace fabric or elastic should be added in this piece of fabric. Then stitch in this line. This one is needle penetration part of the fabric. Another one is edge finishing stitch or seam. This type of seam used to finish the edge of a single layer of material by folding it or covering it with a stitch. The simplest of this operation is serging, in which cut edge of the single play is reinforced by over edge stitching. It is to knit and prevent fraying. Knit and prevent fraying. It includes other popular method of producing a knit edge like hemming and blind stitch. Hem already done by this type of stitch. You see this diagram. This is edge finishing type of stitch. Especially, it is popular method for the knit edge like hemming and blind stitching. Edge finishing stitch fabric configuration like this. prepare the fabric like this diagram or picture. And the location of needle penetration or the needle pass through this red one, maybe 2 or 1 stitch should be used. If the sewer wants to fold the fabric, better to fold and sew. Folding of the edge of the fabric based on or according to the characteristics or the application of the garment. And another type or another way is like this. And this one is another method of penetration of the needle to the fabric. So this is edge finishing stitch type. Flat filled seams. These seams are another types of seam. So flat filled seams are both strong and visually appealed because they involve a visible line of top stitch to secure, often seen in a denim and workwear garment. They are suitable for medium to heavy fabrics. This flat filled seam mostly used in a denim and also workwear garment because it can be involved a visible line of top stitch and it is secure. This flat filled seam creates a flat filled seam. Sew your seam with right side together. Trim end side of the seam allowance. Fold the other side over the trimmed edge and sew it down. The result is a double stitch seam with a clean finish look. The two pieces of fabrics of the seam allowance is not equal for this flat filled seam. One is bigger than to another. So first sew a seam line and also fold. That's the bigger part of the seam allowance. And then stitch it again to the double stitch. This flat filled seam especially used for denim fabric or work garments or worker garments. Another type of seam, zigzag stitch. This is another good and quick option of if you don't have access to an overlocker and have a more basic machine with no extra fit. It will stop the fabric from frying and keep the seam neat. This type of stitch or seam type is good and quick. If the sewer doesn't have overlock, better to use this zigzag stitch. You will see the picture. This is the zigzag stitch. And if there is extra seam allowance, trim the excess seam allowance. And this one is the zigzag stitch. So this stitch is, this seam is more knitted. Zigzag stitch first, 2 pieces of fabric equal seam allowance. Then open the seam allowance, the left and the right side, and then finish the edge of the seam. Another type, pinked edge seam. This seam should be done with the pinking shear. It is a type of shear. Cuts the edge of the fabric or the edge of the seam with pinking shear. So this is another type of seam finish. Choose the right seam finish for your woven garment can elevate the overall quality and appearance of your creation. First of all, the best way is to choose the right seam finish. Maybe depend upon the fabric weight. Maybe the fabric is light or medium or heavy. Consider this type of requirements and choose the best seam finish. Each technique has its unique advantage, so consider the fabric weight, garment style, and your personal preference when making a decision. The sewer make their own decision based on the fabric weight, garments type. Then each seam finish has its own techniques. According to this, better to use a suitable seam finish. Uh, when the sewer choose the appropriate seam finish, they also know about seam dimension. Seam dimension, seam length, width, and depth, which affects garment quality, performance, and the cost. So seam dimension contains seam length, seam width, and seam depth. So this seam length, seam width, and seam depth, which can be affected garment quality, performance, and cost. Seam length, it is a factor in determining stitch type. It is the total distance covered by continuous series of stitch. Example, side seam or shoulder seam is a good example for seam length. Seam width, it can be measured from the cut edge of the fabric to the main line of the stitch. It is wider seam allowance may increase cost. Wider seam allowance may increase cost. Maybe the buyer wants to wider seam allowance. It can be increase the cost because there is extra fabric in there. The distance from the folded edge of the top play to the first line of the stitch. This seam width is, it can be the distance from the folded edge of the top play to the first line of the stitch. Seam depth, it is the thickness or the flatness of the seam, which are major factor in appearance and comfort of the garment. Especially seam depth, it can be focused about the appearance and comfort of the garment, because seam depth is the thickness or the flatness of the seam. So it can be the major factor is the appearance and the comfort of the fabric or the garment. Seam width and seam finish, it can be affected the performance and appearance of the garment. Seam width and seam finish can be affected negatively or positively, can be affected the garment performance and appearance of the garment. Maybe the sewer wants to select appropriate width and appropriate seam finish. That garment has a good performance and a good appearance. If it is not good to select the seam width and seam finish, it can be affected negatively. Important points to consider for this seam appearance and seam performance. First, fabric type. Fabric type, maybe the fabric bulky and weight, fabric construction, fabric content, general stability of the fabric, stability of cut edge, surface characteristics. These are the points which can be considered about fabric type. And also garment type, caring or washing or drying, cleaning and pressing, also a garment type. Life expectancy of garment, performance expected of garment, seam stress and strain during wear. These are the seam width and seam finish type based on garment types. Seam appearance, durability of seam. The sewer should be considered about seam appearance. Is it durable for the seam or consistent stitch and seam formation, seam flatness, seam pucker just after sewing or after laundry? So the sewer should be check this important point of seam appearance. Seam performance or properties related to fabric characteristics, selection of stitch and seam type, thread type and size, and density of a stitch or stitch per inch. This seam appearance related to the fabric characteristics or selection of a stitch, seam type, thread type, and size, and also density of a stitch or stitch per inch. All these are under the seam performance. Seam properties, seam elasticity, seam elongation, and seam recovery. or the return of the seam to its original length. So these are the seam properties. One, consider two. When he or she selected the appropriate seam, first, they should be know about the seam properties based on the suitability of the garment. Thank you for watching this video.